Sag, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Sag. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. However, Celtic cross is really meant to be about your collective energy, okay? I'll see them or they or the circumstance, etc. But it's really about how we're reacting to it, not reacting to it. That's what counts. That's the focus today. Yeah? What's going on, please? Show me Sagittarius. Show me Sagittarius. Show me Sag. What's going on? Show me Sagittarius, please. Alrighty, Roo. What's going on? The Hierophant, crossing, the Emperor. Oh, the two most stubborn fellows in the deck. Oh boy, they like to have a little party, I tell you what. No. Influencing the Sun. Oh, I hope you want to be happy. Oh boy. The Three of Pentacles in the past. Exiting a sense of temperance, that's you. Have you much changed? Was something here you can no longer reconcile within yourself, or you yourself have personally changed? Perhaps you feel like you've recently taken on new identities and you don't recognize your former self, but that is your power card in the exiting position. Very curious. Before you, Six of Wands, sense of triumph, regard, scene, pride. What's up? The Hanged Man, strengths, time out. Hoo-hoo in your environment, devil. Okay. Hopes and fears, strengths. Outcome, Seven of Cups. Ooh, options are before us. It's not necessarily a bad thing in that position. Kind of depends, like all things in tarot, what we do with the energy. Now, you're saying strength, Hanged Man. I take pride on the fact that I can go upside down and I don't automatically jump to judgment. Christina, I can be open-minded. Okay, I can be open-spirited. The devil in your environment suggests otherwise. In your environment, it suggests something is in motion or has been, and it's likely no good for us. But we keep it going, we keep it perpetuating. So you might be good at not casting judgment, okay? And refraining and just jumping the gun on things. But that doesn't mean we've done much to identify the issue or take care of it directly. Okay? So what's the point of having knowledge and different perspective if we're not willing to change something in our environment that's not good for us? We'll get back to that. Strengths, hopes, and fears. Do I have the strength to push something away? Do I have the strength to pull something towards me? It works both ways. Somebody put in the comments recently, why isn't strength automatically a positive? No, honey. What have I said? Day, night, rose, thorn. For any one energy, any one idea, emotion, mental, spiritual, physical, there's an opposing. That is life. You can use strength for you or against you. As in all things, we might be crooked. And I'm already irritated by that. Okay. I just have to get over it. That's my little thing. Am I crooked? It's a pattern. Can't help it. Actually, yes, I can. I can just get over it and get on with it, Christina. Seven of Cups is in the outcome. Are we open to suggestions? Let's start right there with your Hierophant, your Emperor's crossing. Oh my God, there's parts of your personality that are trying to have dominance right now. They both suggest authority. They both suggest in command. One tends to be much firmer, non-negotiable. The Hierophant just is much more gentle about his insistence. What's up? So much masculine alpha energy. What's going on? What's shaking, bacon? Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant. Show me the Hierophant. Show me the Hierophant. So much going on here. So much going on in there. What's going on? Show me that Hierophant. Could be commitment. I'm not defaulting to that just yet. Right now, I'm interpreting that as higher self. Show me. Show me that Hierophant, please. Eight of Pentacles, death. Seven of Pentacles, Okay, so the higher self here is officially acknowledging something ain't working. What it is, I don't know. You're like, it ain't working, and you are frustrated. But it's not a helpless sort of frustration. You want the authority, i.e. the Hierophant of the Emperor, to do something about it. Something ain't working, honey. And it's realistic, and it shows up in your 3D. As in your environment. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. You're like, look, here's the honest truth. Okay, I recognize Hierophant's here. We can't reject that information. The higher self is in here saying, okay, something stagnated and died a long time ago. Okay, that's the truth. I don't want it in my life anymore. I don't want it. I already know what at the top out is. It won't grow. I don't know what it is, but it shows up as 3D, and rather how you'd like to be rid of it. Let's cut to the chase. You don't want to participate in it anymore, okay? But with the Hierophant there's a sense of obligation to keep this going, despite the fact, I was trying to combine those two, despite the fact that this, as good as it gets, is not enough for you. Something here is not working. But I have contradicting pieces of information. I stand by this. I want it to die. So at least, bare minimum, your higher self is saying, I acknowledge this. I don't know that I'm prepared to do anything with that information yet, but I do acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. Something here is lived to the definition of not working. It stopped being abundant. It stopped being fruitful. It stopped being worth the common cause. It stopped... Okay? It's literally a practice in futility at this point. Okay. But the hard part really is over in that we've acknowledged this. Our higher self acknowledges this. We get it. So we don't get it, we get it. It's really hard to recognize it. Okay. But the Emperor's not prepared to act. That's the opposing. We want him up like this. That way he's prepared to do something. But now he's like, I'm not doing nothing with that yet. I know, I've seen it. You might have some really strong conflicting corners of personality in you that right now aren't working. They're not in alignment. Okay, this is what alignment would be. Everybody's on that same track. Right now, this is your kind of known energy that you're used to, but not like this. Right now, the bigger parts of you are not working together. Okay? Let's get into that Emperor, please. The Emperor doesn't know how to act yet. Not yet. Not just yet. He's much more invested in maintaining sort of an orderly peace. That way there's no warfare. Yeah. The Hierophant just wants to know which way to commit. That way he knows which direction to stand up to, ideally for himself. Okay. Let's see. Like I said, those two can be each other's best drinking buddies, or they can be each other's worst enemies. Those two. Oh boy. Let's see that Emperor. Are you two going to get in a fight? Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And by that I mean you with yourself. Because I see what's not working. Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords. Ah. I see. You want to know if your heart's still in the game. You're not sure. You're saying something's not working, but that doesn't mean I don't have feeling for it. Okay, I respect that. It's not that it's untrue. You're right. Something's clearly not working on paper in 3D. But the Emperor's hesitating to take action because there is acknowledgement here. The King of Swords. Oh, yeah, very sharp personality, particularly your decision-making process. That over time, you understand your feelings have changed. You get this. You do. You understand that. But your big question is, am I still in love with it? If you have to ask. Have your feelings changed for this situation that is no longer fruitful? Yeah. But you're like, am I still in love with it? That's what's kept you from, as far as I can tell, declaring a decision one way or the other. The Emperor here. He wants final word or authority, despite what your Hierophant has recognized. So, yeah, something's not growing. It's not working. It is literally a commitment and futility at this point. But your Emperor's like, I know my feelings have changed. And it's probably changed for me too. It's dual recognition here, so good on you for that. You're like, does that mean, am I still in love with it though? Do I still want this in my life? And I respect the thought process. I do. It's a natural chain of events in terms of thoughts. I get that. That makes sense. I understand. But I'm going to go back to that original point if you have to ask. You already know. It's just a very uncomfortable answer. I don't know what that is to you, honey. Could be a career that you've committed to. A love that you've committed to. And it's still not functioning. I don't know. It's serious. It's a serious subject. It's commanding a great deal of your weight, authentic self, and energy to deal with it. But to your credit, you're not trying to hide from it. You are trying to sort through it. If you wanted to hide from it, you would have showed me that. 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords. That's all hiding shit. 2 of Swords. Even 2 of Swords is hiding. 7 of Swords is just fancy hiding. You know? You're trying to your credit, you're trying to understand. Your sun that's influencing you, the sense of happiness, you feel it, you sense it. But that also tells me you don't have direct access to it. Let's see that sun. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. What is happiness? Can you still feel kind of like the tender threads of it attached to you? Do you have a suspicion that sun's elsewhere? What is that sun, please? Show me the sun. You just chill. I'll get to you. Let's see that sun, please. Show me the sun. Three of Pentacles, Judgment, the Devil. Ho, ho, ho. Bingo, bango. I found it. No, that wasn't hard, though. That wasn't hard. You're saying parts of you authentically would be happy to try to keep this together. Hear me out. It comes from that space of not understanding if you're still in love with this. That's all that is. A part of you radiates with joy knowing that you could, in some way, continue to operate at a friendly level towards this, but it's not so friendly, baby. With that devil in your environment, and it's showing up here too. The more you try to keep this thing together, the more it's going to harm you. It would lean into codependency at that point, or false dependencies. So really trying to cooperate with this and to continue to allow it to stay in your life, it's not really about making you happy, is it? It would be more about feeding the other person. You know, could you reasonably expect some small sense of comfort and joy knowing that you kept this together? Yeah. Is it enough for you to live on? I don't think so. But that's up to you. Judgment's attached to this. You know what it is to stay in something for someone else's happiness, not necessarily yours. You know. Yeah, you could force the Three of Pentacles on this and keep it going in some small way. You already know what to expect from it, and that is not much at this point. You will be giving to it literally knowing what you're getting back from it at this point. But you could honestly say it would make you happy just a little bit to try. But you also know it would be coming from an unhealthy place. They say you have experience with this before. Keeping something together that's futile in nature. Trying to. Either trying to keep something together because you think it will make you happy or someone else happy. Either way, it's futile. Okay? We're in summer break. Okay, Three of Pentacles in the past, I told you. They told me you have experience with this before and you're having to deal with it in some way again. Let's see that Three of Pentacles, please. In the past, I'm not going to stay here too long. That kind of friendly, we can agree to get along, right? Even if not much comes from this anymore, right? Honey, don't beg for scraps. If you're in a position where you're feeling like you're having to live on scraps, you have an answer. Okay. You don't really need to question things that deeply. You have an answer. And I know that you're keeping yourself in there because you're pretty smart. You're a smart cookie. You thought, yeah. I recognize that my feelings have changed, but what if I'm still in love with it? If you have to ask. That's not in love. That's a small sense of joy if I continue to bring this together, because maybe I can. That doesn't look like it's worth it to me. No one to bow. You know? Something either gets you going in the morning, because it's a relationship you can legitimately get excited about. You're on point with. Or you're kind of in a low-level maintenance structure. Okay. Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, the Fool. You could have made connections with other people at some point in your timeline. But you chose to keep this going. Do be quiet. No. At some point in your past timeline, you had kind of your options before you were connecting with people. You had options, and it looked happy. For a while there, I believe at some point in your past, you were exploring options, and you might have even connected to some people that made you feel good. It's the last time you can remember personally feeling good, Nine of Cups, but it was some really basic stuff. Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Every now and again, you remember what it is to be the Fool. Open to exploration, open to new beginnings, open to options, and it made you feel good. And there was even a couple in there I think you connected with that felt just about right. But it's the last time you can honestly remember personally feeling free and happy. That's just beautiful, open exploration of the self. And as you were connecting to others who were like you, you felt the resonance, right? And it made you feel good. It made you feel special. And it was just beginning. You can remember this. But you continued in present day to choose a Three of Pentacles that if you choose to keep it together, sometimes you can feel the sun, but mostly it just reminds you of what failed. Okay. Temperance. Show me Temperance, please. You, on the exit. Parts of you that cannot be reconciled. Or healed. Or simply, you don't recognize yourself anymore. Justice, Tower, Six of Swords. You used to tell yourself to leave would be a mistake and that it would be anti-justice. That part of you has waned. I imagine that you were that Sagittarius at one point. There's no storm I cannot weather. There's nothing I can't set right. There's nothing I can't create fairness in or equalness to or a sense of rightness to. And I think you really believed it. I do. You said that if you exited this Six of Swords, it would be on your own head, right? It would be the Tower. You're starting to change your mind on that. That part of you that said there's nothing I can't work out. Like I said, there's no way you can't weather that storm. Well, that was a loud clap, wasn't it? Well. You don't want to know why. No, it's just, well, I'm wearing a skirt, aren't I? And I'm sitting on essentially what is plastic, so slap. That was quite pronounced, wasn't it? I mean, there's no shame in my game. Okay, it is what it is. Bodies make sounds. I really like my sounds. I should hope so. And it's so hot. It's very hot today. Okay, but yeah, there's a part of you that is exiting. The one that said, there's nothing I can't fix, balance, make right, or do right by. And you said that it would have been foolish to have exited this. That is waning. I don't think you believe that so much anymore. Where at first you used to see the towers leaving this as a disaster, the part of you that used to believe that, exiting. So that would have been a false tower, or you just assumed it would have been wrong or negative. A poor choice. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Don't know when that guy popped out. Slowly. That's been creeping up on you, the truth of it. Much like slowly, how you recognized how your feelings for this have changed. Okay, let's jump over that Six of Wands right here on your bridge. Let's see that Six of Wands. Oh, that got my attention. There's some heat right there. The Lovers in Strength. Huh. I don't know why that got my attention. All right, let's see that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. I'm chuckling because if people knew. I'm not trying to be a dick. No, that slapping noise, it's just, if people knew the circumference of my thigh muscle, they'd be shocked. I get that all the time. Because I have a confusing composition. I was like, are you a hard body or are you a soft body? I'm like, I'm both, baby. I'm both. I have legs and thigh muscles that would be frightening to some people. I develop legs. There's just some people like that. I develop leg structure much better than I do arm. Arm, this is going to be as good as it gets for me. Like, that's as good as it's going to get. But honey, let me tell you, I have fierce... I have fierce leg and thigh muscles. It scares people. It scares me, okay? Seriously. I'm not even trying. It'll just develop muscle. Anyway, so that was that loud slap. It's like, ooh. Oh. It's not just thick thighs that saves lives. Muscular thighs do too. All right. Six of Wands. Sorry. Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. I have a philosophy of muscles and softness. I like both, you know? Let's say that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Justice. The Five of Wands. Interesting. At some point in your upcoming future, I don't know when, I see you trying to harmonize a difficult connection. And by difficult, I mean it's extremely powerful, but it has shown me aspects of difficulty attached to it. What you intend to do with it, I don't know. I just know that when you feel like you can attempt to even it out, it's successful, just not easy. Okay, real talk. It's not going to be easy. I have a powerful connection for you coming up soon. Who engages with it first? I couldn't say. I honestly don't know. It might be a bit of a surprise. I don't know. I do not see it as the thing that doesn't work. This is something else. It hits different, completely different. Here, we've kind of really given up on the emotional self. Okay. In this, you're showing me I would like to balance this with this person, but I also admit that it might be difficult. Five of Wands. or you anticipate a bit of a fight with a strong connection. I don't know why, but there's a certain sense of balance. And also, P.S., another reason why I know this is different on your bridge compared to where you came from is because this, you saying you're trying to balance it, you gave up on that idea a long time ago. Again, this has a completely different stamp, just in case I didn't make that point clear. So you're saying it won't be easy. Justice, the Lovers, the Five of Wands. But it is powerful, and you're saying it's worth balancing, or trying to. I have every reason to believe it'll be met with success. What actually goes down, why? The communication that it entails, I couldn't say. I don't know. But you will when you're in it. Bare minimum, I see an intention to soothe this on both sides. It's a soothing effect on both sides, where two people can at least feel good about it, if nothing else. I don't know why this is an important point for you, but it's coming up, so heads up. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's a reason why I looked down at that deck and I saw the Lovers in Strength. A little bit of a preview there. But yeah, no, this is completely different. The acknowledgement here is something doesn't work. Okay. The Hanged Man, your strengths. State of suspension. Good. Do something with that perception. If you're going to learn new things, you know? Let's see that Hanged Man. Show me that Hanged Man. Show me that Hanged Man, please. Show me that Hanged Man. 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 Nine of Cups, Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Yeah. I want you to give some thought to your balancing practices in your everyday life and why it is you have chosen them. I want you to think about that. You need to. I really want you to stop and pay attention to your day-to-day activities. Six of Pentacles, more or less. What you contract yourself to and why. What parts of it please you? What parts of it do not please you? Do you find yourself in repeating patterns with particular contracts, people, places, situation, things? Because there are times when you look around at what you have cultivated and what you yourself participated and you are pleased with it, more or less. And there's other times when you aren't. I want you to really do a job of sitting down and differentiating between what works and what doesn't. The stuff that doesn't work, I want you to look at it and see the common denominator. How did we fall into a contract with it? And why are we ultimately disappointed by it? What do they have in common? Why did I choose to participate in these certain structures that don't work? And why is it I choose these particular structures that do work and personally please me? What's the difference? How come it's hit and miss? How come it's 50-50? And that includes everything. From our career selves, to our love selves, to our goal selves. Why is it some of the stuff we pick works out? No problem. Why is it some of the stuff we pick doesn't work out? And then also follow up, why aren't we more prepared to let it go if we know it doesn't? Especially if we know our feelings for it have changed. The only thing I see you from holding yourself back and doing anything with that Emperor energy is because you still wonder if you're in love with it. And does that make a difference? Yeah, it makes a difference. Who you are as a person is starting to shift and change. Whereas once before you could never see yourself leaving a situation, that part of you is starting to change. That needs as much respect and insight as anything else. So I want you to gain some of that perspective here. Not just about the situations, but how you yourself have personally changed and evolved. You're supposed to. Okay? Now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Let's see that Devil. I need a closer insight on this one. Whose comfort do you keep bringing this together for? Yours or theirs? Or whatever's in there with you? I know it gives you some sense of sun to keep providing for it and caring for it. Again, it doesn't mean it's good for you, you know. Seems to me you would know something was working out for you if you continued to choose those conditions, right? Let's see that devil, please. Show me the devil, show me the devil, show me the devil. Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles. You feel such a strong need to provide for this. And that was a slow thing over time. You have come to equate your environment with heavy sense of ownership and responsibility. So this is where the King of Pentacles, this energy is working against him. Your natural tendency to be a person of resource, to provide specifically in this connection, the Six of Cups. You're saying you feel like that's your place indefinitely, that responsibility is tied to you and just you. You feel a really strong need, again, that was developed over time to stay in this, that it's dependent upon you, it relies upon you, and there's nothing you can do or anywhere you can go. Again, you're starting to see how that kind of thinking has worked against you. Okay? Do you find yourself in dependent relationships over and over again, where you feel the need to provide and keep it going, even after it's lost its benefit? By that I mean both sides. Be it love, comfort, whatever. Do you find yourself in relationship after relationship where you feel to be the biggest provider there? Without me, they couldn't make it, they couldn't survive. Because that helps keep A, the relationship intact, and B, gives you a sense of purpose even if it's false. I told you, that point of view you used to have up until not too long ago is already starting to wane on you. It's impossible for me. In fact, there's anything I can fix anything, I can balance anything. To leave this would be disastrous. That part of me is starting to exit. Like I said, I see and note that while this thing isn't functioning for you personally, and that your feelings have changed for it, you have chosen to keep it going at some level, even if it's in the friendliest of ways, because you feel beholden to it. And also you can't help but wonder how much you did to work yourself into that role. That way you'd always have a sense of purpose, drive, focus. Is it worth it to you? If it's worth it to you, then you can put all this fuss and set it aside. And say, you know what, this is mine, and maybe it does make me happy. Only I can't buy that, and I don't think you can either. You opened up with very shocking news. This is not working for me. So I don't know who that is on the bridge point with that strong connection there with the lover. I just know it's not this. It seems like you experienced some triumph with it in terms of balancing it. And then after that, it goes back to business. About this is my real situation, this is my environment, this is where I find myself in, and what have I learned from it exactly? What about those good and bad connections, Christina? About the ones that work for me and the ones that don't, and why I chose some over the other. But I see you're deeply grounded in that sense of responsibility. This is my environment, I can't change it, shift it, or focus, but that's just not true. You're starting to think differently. It looks like you need to. Okay? I can see when you were happy. I can. When you were open to the world and it seems like it was your oyster. It was so easy to connect then. And things felt right and open. Strength, hopes, and fears. Show me strength. Did you make this connection rely upon you and you wished you hadn't. I don't mean make it, but it's kind of like it evolved into that over time. Or do you really feel like that connection, it would have nowhere to go if it weren't for you? I don't know. The devil has such a way of saying or convincing us of truths that aren't truths at all. Let's see your strengths. Show me strengths, please. Show me strengths. Show me strengths. Honey, it might be a soul bond, but that doesn't mean it's healthy. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Soul bonds have a way of teaching us the biggest lessons. Some of them are wonderful, beautiful. Some of them are like, why? Yeah. Knight of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups. There's someone here you wish to connect with at the emotional level. You haven't done anything with it. It's what you hope to do. It's also what you fear to do. You don't know how to use your strength in this position. It's the last time I saw you relax. Okay. And you used to be so easy to connect with people. Except this one is very targeted. It's not random. It's someone whom you're familiar with at the Two of Cups. Someone that you share or you would like to share. There's a sense of expression here with the Knight of Cups. The anticipation to express one's emotional vulnerability. Okay. It's actually quite beautiful. It's the first time I see you emotionally in a way that's positive or healthy. As someone who reads cards and understands one's spiritual emotional essence, I'm telling you this is healthy. So the fact that you fear it tells me that you've been coming from an unhealthy love dynamic. But not all of you is lost, because you would still hope for it too. How you use strength is entirely up to you. I have the strong inclination that what I saw here on the bridge was not random at all. We want to make peace bare minimum with this person. Okay? And there's a sense of triumph in there that you haven't felt in a long time. This smoothing effect that you would have would actually work with this connection. I know you have or possess that effect. You haven't been able to operate it with this right here in a long time. So I know you're out of touch with it. You can't get the smoothing effect here with this situation at all. You've given up on it. This one, you know you could. I have every reason to believe it is with strength that you can either pull this towards you or push it away from you, but it is the first time I've seen you. Not since your past experience, when it used to be so easy to connect. Emotional equilibrium and positivity. That you hope to connect with this, but you fear it too. Again, I want you to really evaluate, and I mean strongly evaluate, honey. Like your life is its own job performance, like that. Like your life is its own job performance. I really want you to look at who you Six of Pentacles with and why. Carve out specifically the ones that work and why. Carve out the ones that don't work and why. Okay? Are you used to maintaining things even after past the point of working? In which case you have not done a good job discerning about what it is you need to let go or extricate yourself from. You know what? I have overstayed my welcome in this. It doesn't work for me, and I'm used to keeping it going out of habit. But the fact of the matter is the only thing that's kept me going in it is questioning about whether or not I'm still in love with it, which means I've already had to ask, which means I already know the answer. It's not enough for me to stick around because I feel obligated towards this as King of Pentacles. That just means I'm enabling us both or helping to. I don't want to be in a connection where I feel like I'm enabling. I want to be in a connection where I feel like I'm loved and that I can give love without feeling like I'm in jeopardy, dire straits, or consequences of catastrophic loss or sense of regret. Okay, emotional security is a real thing. And people can sometimes conflate that with physical security. If I'm physically secure with someone, that means I'm emotionally secure too. No. One usually often denotes the lack of the other. Okay. When people are in tandem and things are in equal measure, you know, because you don't question it. You don't have to. Seven of Cups. Let's see what you allow yourself, to remain open to. Okay. Celtic Cross always has a tendency to take up more time. I just don't want it to go over 50 minutes. That's all I ask for myself. All right, Seven of Cups. Death. Two of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Okay. That may not look like it, but it's progress. It is. I mean, look at where you're coming from. Convinced that there's an environment here that's unshakable and you can't stop participating in it, even though the fundamental reasons of why it's together at all is broken and dead. Yeah, I would say that's progress. Seven of Cups, Death, Two of Pentacles, Page of Wands. You are now allowing yourself to override that sense that you started to part ways with. I can never leave this. You're actually going back to the drawing board on that in future, which again in my book is progress. You went from I can't leave this even though I'm not getting anything from it anymore to I think it's time I reopened the books on that subject. Okay. Particularly you forcing reasons to stay together on it when there's clearly emotional fragmentation. To be clear, you're showing me someone whom you would not have emotional fragmentation with. I have a reason to believe it's that strong connection I saw on the bridge. Here, this is an admission of I'm tired of emotional fragmentation and I don't want to keep finding reasons to force it to fit. Okay, there's one side of you that's going to clearly win in the end. Okay. I don't know how long, guys. These things take time. I don't know. I don't see you doing anything with that connection that doesn't line up for you emotionally and in a positive, healthy way. Because there's business to be taken care of first. Okay? Most likely. It's kind of like 2 + 2 right there. Don't get me wrong. I see this soothing effect between yourself and someone else soon. Soon. My guess it's so soon I'm going to call it Gemini season, which we are currently in. But the emotional union you have with it is going to be suspended until you know you can embrace it. Okay? All right. I have the Eagle rising above the fray. Yeah. We need to properly suspend ourselves, not our feelings. No. That gets us into trouble. Look at Leos. I have the Eagle, though. We rise above all this to consciously look down below. That's what this process is here in the Hanged Man. You're going to need some time to look at these connections and why you participate in them and what you benefit from. Number 18. The contract, particularly your covenant. That's the commitment right there. Okay? The contract. Sacred. Or is it being rewritten? I really want you to see this contract for what it is, because it does feel like a non-working contract, or it stopped working or serving its purpose a long time ago. It's not an accusation, don't take it as one. I really want you to rise above this and see what it has been put down. This agreement doesn't look like it works for you so much. Okay? 7, 18, and number 58. Ah, yes, that's an excellent point. Thank you. Number 58, Vanishing Mirror, the ego sublimation. That's that part of you right here that is shifting. I know that doesn't seem that way, but it is. When somebody walks around with that level of conviction, I can fix anything if I put my mind into it. I can balance anything. I can correct anything. But what I can't do, what I won't do, is just leave something behind. That would be wrong. That's a part of the ego. Now, it might be a healthy ego. It might be well-intended ego. But it's the assumption that we're operating under that because it's correct. No, we got to take a look at that. I told you that part of yourself is beginning to shift and wane as you're supposed to. If something was going to work, balance itself, you would have that information. So that justification of it would be crazy to leave this isn't so crazy. But it takes a certain willingness to look in that mirror and say, is that true? Or did I just really want it to be, or assumed it was? Maybe not all things, person I'm talking to, are meant to be fixed. Some things have to fall apart in order for other things to fall into place. And maybe that's the correctness to life. Maybe that's karmic balancing. Maybe that's justification. Yes. But knowing which is which, and that's the trick. That which you stand by, or that which doesn't stand by you, or no longer stands for you either. I mean, we need to put more thought in this. Stop assuming what we've always known to be true is indeed true. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was our ego telling us it was. It's not a bad thing, guys. Ego is not a bad thing. It's one of the things that keeps you alive is ego. So let's not just jump in there about that conversation about what we assume ego is. A lot of people have no idea the positive side of ego. Again, it's called self-interest. It keeps us alive. So, like all elements in us, we can either be right or wrong. And it's really hard to admit that sometimes I just assume this to be true about myself until we're confronted with it. Okay, number 58. When you next look in the mirror, understand how much you have changed. Understand your self-worth and particular expectations. What did you expect for yourself in this situation? And is it a measure of your self-worth? Because it seems to me you not getting anything back from this is not a really good measure of your self-worth and what it is you're supposed to stand up for, so do keep that in mind. The facade of false beliefs. I know, I've seen it right here. Again, doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're transforming. I have this really weird feeling, control tactics, as some of you did not expect to shift or change at this particular point in your life, which suggests you're someone who's like, say, over the age of 40. You didn't expect your life to shift and change at this stage in your life, whatever that means to you. Well, it's here. It's here. You know, you're never too old for an ass whooping from the universe, as I like to say. But more to the point, it's to our benefit to get us back on track. Not to punish us, but to get us back on track. It feels like a punishment, but it's not. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.